Alrighty guys, good evening everybody. Welcome back here to another live stream, my friends. I hope everyone is having an amazing day out there. Glad to have y'all for another big update. We got a lot of stuff to talk about here regarding winter weather, regarding severe weather, a whole bunch of things we need to be looking out there for. What's up guys? Let's go ahead and see who we have here before we dive on into it. Let's see, warm welcome to Crystal, we have John, Phoenix, let's see here, Broccoli, we have ourselves Kid Storm coverage, we have Supercell, we have, let's see here, we have Misty, we got ourselves Kathleen, we have Crystal, Phoenix, I think I already said Crystal, but what's up Crystal, we have iFunny, we have Shockwave, let's see, we have Rachel, we have Rain, we have Kim, we have Robin, we have Glendale, Dixie, Moon River, Misty, Meteorologist Tiger, let's see here, Roadster Jim, let's see here, who else hanging out with us? Let's see, Hald's here. What's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing good. Glad to have y'all here. So, right off the bat, we're going to talk about the severe weather concerns because I know a lot of people are wondering about that, and I honestly am quite surprised because they did upgrade that a little bit ago to a level 3 or enhanced risk for severe weather tomorrow. So areas here, so this is tomorrow's risk, my friends. This is tomorrow's overall risk, and so bullseye areas here of heavy impacts regarding severe weather will be across the orange. That's so basically, like I was explaining, there's a level from 1 to 5. The closer you get to 5, the more severe it becomes. And so in this case, we have a maximum level of 3. You see 4 shades here, but there's really 3 risks. The first shade, which is this one shade of green, telling us a couple thunderstorms possible, but nothing severe. But the severity starts across the dark green. That is where we have a level 1 threat. Now across the level 1 threat here, across the green, obviously extending through Dallas and up there towards Wichita Falls, and as far east here is basically the eastern panhandle of Florida. So this is for tomorrow, remember that. So a level 1 threat or a marginal is, I mean, obviously there is a small percent chance of seeing severe weather, but honestly you're more than likely not going to see severe activity in those areas. But to be specific, 5% chance here for severe weather. It makes up the dark green area. Then we work our way into the level 2. Now this is where you need to be on edge, or I wouldn't say on edge, on alert is what I would say. You need to be on alert here for the level 2 across portions out there along the eastern side, out there by Houston of Texas, along the coast here. Portions along the southwestern side here of Louisiana, obviously into the central side, portions of Mississippi, Alabama, and the central panhandle here of Florida. Like I said, level 2, that's where we have at least a 15% chance of seeing severe weather across the area that makes up the yellow. And then we have the level 3, which is the big boy. This is the biggest threat here. This is the bullseye here for tomorrow. This is where the heaviest of the severe activity is expected. And of course, this does include some pretty populated areas out there by Pensacola, Mobile, Alabama, Gulfport, Mississippi. We got New Orleans. So some pretty populated areas is included in this big risk here for tomorrow. So this is our level 3 threat. And, I hate to mention this to you guys, but, we've been watching this for the last couple of days, and the models and everything like that and the overall forecast, we got a significant tornado concern. What that means is that we have potential of some tornadoes achieving EF2 and higher status. Let me go ahead and hop over here to the SPC's website. So here's our Storm Prediction Center's website. We've got a marginal today, nothing too crazy going on, just a little bit of a wind concern across, north central Texas. Not a whole lot going on right now. Tomorrow, though, that's where we have that big enhance we were talking about. Look at this tornado probability. Oh, let's see, I almost said 100%. 10% chance for, some significant tornadoes, meaning EF2 plus, across places out there in southeastern Louisiana, like I said, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, the western panhandle here of Florida. So, like I said, this is the 10% area where we are seeing potential of tornadoes EF2 plus. So there's a good shot we could have some violent tornadoes tomorrow. The reason is because we have such a strong lower level wind pattern. So the winds at the, a couple thousand feet up in the air are screaming really, really fast. I mean, we're talking like 70, 80 mile an hour in some cases. Really fast lower level winds, which that is going to help amplify tornado probability, help amplify tornado severity, and overall could be a big problem. So that is that, and of course we have ourselves, some smaller probabilities, across the brown, 5% chance of seeing a tornado. So the way this works is you pick a plot, and within 25 miles in a big grid pattern around you, within 25 miles, there is in this case, a 10% chance of seeing tornadoes in a 25-mile box around a given point. Across the brown, there is a 5% chance, so obviously half the probability, and across the green, there's a 2% chance. So the 2% chance of having a tornado is pretty daggone low. I mean, even the 10% chance, statistically is fairly low, but the potential impact is very high. That's what I always like to say here is, there's a good shot that we actually, in some places here, could see some pretty nasty tornadoes. Now, damaging winds, also a significant concern. We're talking some damaging wind gusts here, in terms of gusty winds, possibly up to 70, maybe 80 miles an hour out of some storms. Could be a big problem out there as well, kind of for some of those similar areas here where that big tornado threat is existent. We do have a hail threat, but, hail should mostly remain around 1-2 inches in diameter. That's still pretty decent size hail, but, any significant hail, 2+ inches in diameter is not really expected at the moment being, but some hail could still happen, definitely is a possibility. So, anyways, let's see here. Let's see, we just got a dusting in Ohio. Nice, Crystal. Let's see, any chance for the new storm will bring snow instead of rain to New England? We'll look at the models here in a minute. Overall, we'll get to that here in 1 second though. But yeah, so obviously tomorrow, big day, severe weather and winter weather. We'll talk about that here in a second. Then we work our way into Tuesday. We got another enhanced risk out there for places out there in southeast Alabama. The panhandle of Florida is under a really decent threat. Southwestern portions here of Georgia as well is in the enhanced risk, that level 3 severe weather threat. Now, when it comes to it, there is no breakdown specifically right now. All we have is a percentile regarding percentages of seeing severe weather, which is clocking out at a 30% chance across the area here in the red, which is in weather terms a pretty high chance. So obviously that is that's a bit of a concern here. So we'll have to watch out there for Tuesday as well. So tomorrow being Monday, a start of a work week, it's going to be pretty bad down south. Once again, the heaviest impacted areas will be across the southeastern side of Louisiana, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, and the panhandle here of Florida. So we'll definitely need to be looking out there for that. But anyways, all right, let's go ahead and work our way over to the models. I know a lot of you guys are curious regarding the potential of winter weather and all that fun stuff. So first of all, we had the big storm system roll its way through. Right now, at the current moment here, that system is pretty much dying. You can see right now it's pretty much just faded out here. The last little bit of snow has already fallen. We still got a couple showers of snowfall behind it, but not a whole lot of heavy, consistent snowfall. So that system is now pretty much done. So whatever you got, pretty good amount of snow I did see reported in some areas. But anyway, so we work our way down in time here. So obviously here for tomorrow afternoon, we're talking right around 1 p.m. here Eastern, so right around noon Central Time. And we notice a lot of heavy snow, really amplifying, really picking up here across portions of northern Kansas, throughout Nebraska, some across, Minnesota possibly, Iowa, possibly even South Dakota could see a little bit of snow. And this system's really, I mean, really going to amplify here. Quite a strong cyclone in general, driving a lot of heavy snowfall for places out there in the Central Plains, Upper Midwest, even throughout like Illinois, Indiana being possible here. A little bit of snow for the Northeast is going to be possible, but then quickly overtaken by warm air, which will allow for this precipitation to change from snow to rainfall overall. Let's see here. Benny, coming in with a $20 super chat, my friend. Thank you so much, Benny. That is so sweet of you, man. I appreciate that. Saying, what about time will hit 32566? Let's see here. 32566. Thank you, Benny. That's very sweet of you, my friend. That is so sweet of you. Yeah, so yeah, obviously, yeah, you are in the big stuff. Your area is actually in that really big concern overall regarding severe weather and everything. Let me get an estimated timing out of this here. Obviously, the models are still kind of rolling through here. Remember, take this with a grain of salt. Obviously, don't take this to be exact, but, the models have it kind of passing through around the morning of the 9th. So, you're going to get your threat relatively early from what it looks like. A few scattered thunderstorms are possible throughout the early morning of the 9th, but the big squall line we were talking about is not going to be passing through that region relatively until kind of late morning overall. Now, remember, like I said, timing could definitely still flop around a little bit, but around 7 a.m. for the 9th is kind of what we're talking about. So it's going to be a relatively early threat for you. And the good news is, guys, is once this big line passes through, once this initial big line passes through, at that point, that's where severe weather concerns instantaneously drops off. Because, behind the line here, that's where you're not going to be seeing the instability for thunderstorms is pretty much gone. The wind shear changes direction, so the winds change directions, which basically prohibits tornadic activity and all that stuff. So as soon as that line passes, that's whenever you're going to be relatively good. But anyway, Benny, thank you so much, man, for the 20. That really means a lot to me, my friend. That is very sweet of you, bro. I appreciate it, and thank you so much. And like I said, please be safe out there, my friend. We'll definitely need to be keeping an eye out there for it, in your area, because you're in that heavy risk area here overall. But once again, man, thank you so much. That's very sweet of you, bro. Big shout out goes to Benny. All right, let's see here. Can I specify look at snow totals for Oklahoma? Yeah, I could do that for you guys. So let's go ahead and hop our way over here to the accumulations real quickly. We're kind of hopping all over the place here. Like I said, we got a lot of stuff going on, my friends, so we're going to have to kind of hop around places here just to get to every criteria needed. Anyway, so winter weather accumulations here. This is the official forecast here from the, let's see here. Official forecast here from the National Weather Service. So this is how much we are expecting out there. So pretty good amount. And you said where? Did you say Oklahoma? Let's see here. Will the 23 get upgraded to 15% SIG? I doubt it, honestly. We'll see. I mean, actually, I really don't know. I mean, I'm not the SPC. I really can't tell you that. But let's see here. Let me find, I forgot, I lost their comment. Oh, Oklahoma, here we go. So yeah, for Oklahoma. So Oklahoma's not going to see much snowfall out of this event here. The Panhandle, on the other hand, possibly could see a bit, maybe up to a half a foot on the extreme western side. But for, most of Oklahoma, really not a whole lot. For the northern side, a couple tenths of an inch possible. The accumulations really pick up there once you approach areas, there towards like southeastern Nebraska, northern Missouri, southern, southeastern Iowa. We're talking some areas in southeast Iowa, possibly near a foot. Kind of similar totals to the previous storm that we had across the northeast, kind of maxing out around 12, 13 inches or so. It seems quite similar regarding the accumulations, the max accumulations. Relatively similar here for the most part. But yeah, pretty good amount of snowfall. It definitely is in the forecast here. The northeast could see a little bit more snowfall, especially out there by like Maine and portions out there by like New Hampshire. Some locally could see a good amount of snowfall, especially for those upper elevations where it stays, marginally more cooler. Overall, I think you guys could definitely see a little bit here. Anyways, let's see here. Brett, dude, coming in with a $5 super chat, man. Thank you so much, Brett. That's very sweet of you, bro. Saying, stay safe all. Who else wants snow? I want snow, but, it's kind of hard to come across some snow down here in Florida. But, it is what it is. But thank you, Brett. That's very sweet of you, man, for the 5. You absolutely rock, my friend. So big shout out goes to Brett as well. Thank you, guys. Y'all are so sweet. Appreciate y'all. But yeah, so like I said, pretty good amount of snow. The upper elevations of West Virginia is actually forecasted in the next 72 hours. This is the snowfall accumulation through the next 3 days, by the way, guys. Possibly could be getting maybe near 2 to 4 inches in some areas here. 2 to 4 inches of snowfall could be a possibility. So we'll definitely look out there for that. Yeah, we'll definitely need to be looking out there for some of those upper elevations. I know Mark. I don't know if Mark is here right now. I haven't seen him yet. But Mark, one of our mods here, he lives up in West Virginia, so he'll probably get some snow out of that there. But overall, like I said, pretty good amount of snowfall, y'all. So if you live across these areas here, I mean, we're talking pretty decent totals, actually. Not terribly too bad. Really targeting the upper Midwest on this one here. So definitely need to look out there for that. Anyways, but yeah, so that's what's going on. I tell you what, we're going to hop over here to the models. I want to take a look at the models regarding the severe weather potential first, and then we'll dive into the models regarding the, the overall potential of, let's see here, the overall potential of winter weather. We'll dive into specific models for accumulations and stuff like that. What's up, Mark? There you are. I see you, man. So yeah, Mark, it looks like you might have a potential for some more snow coming up here. Anyway, so we were talking about, look at this real nasty line, really nasty squall line. A storm rolls through. Instability-wise, let's see here. Models showing a pretty good amount of fuel. So this is basically your go-go juice, I call it. The go-go juice for storms. And basically, if you're looking for really anything over 500 here to be considered, somewhat good for potential storms to become severe. And you can really see how in southeastern portions of Louisiana, we're talking well over 1,000 up in the 1,500 category. That's plenty enough plenty enough instability available for these thunderstorms. And of course, the lower level jet is crazy. So the wind's about 4,000 feet up in the air. They're very crucial for tornado development. During the speed and all that, we're talking a 70 knot lower level jet. That is very significant. That is honestly really crazy. I'm going to grab a sounding here. This one's slightly contaminated. We can't really trust that one too much. But yeah, the winds are absolutely ridiculous here. Absolutely crazy. Let's try grabbing another one a little bit more earlier here overall. Let's see here. But yeah, no, definitely is pretty crazy. This one's a little bit better. Really strong wind shear. Yeah, really. I mean, the winds, not just on the ground level, but way up in the air is screaming. I mean, they are moving quick just due to this overall storm system just strengthening rapidly. I mean, we're talking that minimum low of around 970s, 980 millibar range, which if you don't know, that's a very strong low pressure system, a very massive low pressure system. I mean, look at this. This thing's literally covering the entire East Coast for the most part. So it's a big storm. It's a big boy for sure. Let's see here. Let's see, Roadster says photographs. Yeah, no, the photographs are a little interesting for sure. But anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and hop over here, guys, to the accumulations regarding snowfall out in the central U.S. I kind of want to see what the models. Obviously, we looked at the official forecast. That's kind of the expected amount from the National Weather Service. But it's obviously good to look at models too to see why they make up that area being what it is. So let's go ahead and bring up the snowfall accumulation. So here's our GFS model. This is our American long-range model, and the American long. Wow. Holy cow. Okay, so the American model shows well over a foot. I mean, well over a foot here. Let's see. So these areas in here, according to the GFS, which is the American model, the American long range, this area, that maroon color, shows like well over a foot. Once you hit that maroon color, that's when it hits a foot. And we see some lighter colors in the maroon there. Some areas locally, maybe 18 to 20 inches, according to the GFS. Now, obviously, this is one model. Take this with a grain of salt. But alone, that is actually really crazy. Let's try the European model. So this is the ECMWF. This is the Euro, which is, like I said, the European model. This one obviously is a lot more conservative regarding heavy snowfall. Definitely it's still really heavy, don't get me wrong, but it shows more locally up to a foot. So there's obviously still is a bit of disagreement regarding, the amount of snowfall. There is some localized areas that we could see maybe up to a foot here, which, I definitely see that being a good possibility. But I tell you what, man, that is, yeah, definitely still a good amount of snowfall. It really is. Let's see. We have GDPS. This is another. This is actually the Canadian model. This is the Canadian long range model. And the Canadian model pretty much shows the same thing. Locally up to a foot, maybe slightly over, being possible. So yeah, models are still a little iffy. Overall regarding the exact amount of accumulation, you can see they're kind of hopping around a little bit. But I tell you what, definitely is a pretty good chance of seeing some heavy snow. Let's see here. Jeff says, "Hey Andrew, what's up, Jeff? Hope you're doing good." Says, "I was wondering, with the winter storm watch, do I think the winter storm watch could also cover the suburbs of Chicago?" That's a good question. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the warnings here. Wow, we have blizzard warnings in effect here too. Not surprising considering the winds are probably gonna be strong as well. Okay, so yeah, you can see how Chicago is left out of those winter storm watches. Overall, so typically for winter storm watches to be issued, you need at least 4 inches of snowfall or more, from what I remember. At least 4 inches of snowfall for those areas to receive a winter storm warning in general. Let's look at the accumulations out there towards Chicago. I know we have a lot of viewers from the Chicago area, so this will be very beneficial to you guys. So let me pull up the different models here real quickly. We're just going to quickly scan over this real quick. I'm not going to take too much time on this, but so yeah, we have Chicago there. So according to the accumulation, yeah, it definitely could get pretty hefty, especially there, just to the left in the north of Chicago. I mean, GFS shows at least 6 to 8 inches. Sorry, probably more 6 to 10 inches because it localizes, gets up even higher than that. So pretty good amount out there according to the GFS. The European model, on the other hand, also the same thing. I do think that Chicago possibly could see some warnings down in time regarding winter storm warnings. It just depends on if the models hold where they're at. If not, shift a little more to the east. If they move up to the west a little bit, maybe not overall. But that's essentially what's going on here. I mean, it's definitely something we need to watch out there for. I think it's a good possibility, but the reason that they're probably avoiding that area right now is just because they give it a little bit of wiggle room, because if it does trend more to the west, then they won't be needed. But yeah, I think it's a good possibility, honestly. I do. Wolf Gamer, welcome to the tropical storm for 4 months, or I should say not welcome. I should say thank you for continuing. Being a tropical storm for 4 months. Hope you're doing good, Wolf Gamer. Thank you. I appreciate that, my friend. Very, very sweet. Let's see here. Going to a trip very early morning Sunday to Monday, Peoria to Kalamazoo, Michigan. Do I think it'll be safe or cancel trip? So you said for Sunday to Monday. Wait, are you talking next week? Like a week from now? Because if it's a week from now, it's a little far out to tell. Let's see here. Can I please check on Ohio? So Ohio-wise, we're not expecting a lot of impacts out in those regions here. At most, I mean, some areas here could see maybe up to an inch throughout central Ohio. Yeah, this is snow accumulation for the next 72 hours, so the next 3 days. And yeah, not a lot of accumulation out there. Not a whole lot going on, just in general. Let's see here. Black Label says, how does Springfield, Illinois look on Wednesday morning? Let's see here. So Springfield, so total-wise, total snow accumulation, we're talking about 2 inches as of now. So you said for Wednesday, so that includes Wednesday. So yeah, I mean, not a whole lot of snow, honestly. I mean, it's not an astronomically crazy amount of snow, as I always say. I mean, it's a good amount. I mean, it's a nice little snowstorm, but I don't think it's going to be too crazy. The problem is that you guys are going to be infiltrated with warm air, and you're going to be really getting up into the the potential here of some pretty warm air in general, and a lot of rain, which will actually help melt the snow. Some models hardly show snow happening for Illinois. Possibly ending as some snow overall. Let's see here. Tabletop Dude coming in with a $5 super chat, man. Thank you so much, Tabletop. Let's see. Biggest threat and timing for Wilmington, North Carolina Tuesday. So for you, my friend, let's see here. So when it comes to it, obviously, yeah, you have a slight risk. You're in that level 2 severe weather threat come Tuesday. Let's see here. Timing-wise, let's see. I don't know if I can look out that far quite yet. Actually, I might be able to. Yep. It looks like it's going to be for the evening of the 9th. Possibly, obviously after sunset, I think could be a Could be that. It does show a few. Here, let me just bring you over here. This is the HRRR model, and it does show a few scattered thunderstorms here for the afternoon, kind of, early evening of the 9th, popping through. And then, of course, the main line would be more back in this area here overall. So, basically late afternoon, early evening, late afternoon through the evening, I should say, seems to be where you want to look out for. But, obviously the timing can still flop around a little bit. I mean, it still is a couple days away. But once again, Tabletop Dude, thank you for the 5. That's very appreciated, man. Very, very sweet of you, bro. Thank you. So, yeah, also snowfall on this here as well. As we were talking about Illinois a minute ago, you can see how, obviously a lot of heavy snowfall here for basically, working its way into the 8th here, into the 9th overall. And you can really see how as the cyclone wraps back around and as the low tracks to the northeast and that cold air starts pulling down from the north, it's going to change that precipitation possibly back into snow, which could allow for maybe a quick few more inches of accumulation in some areas, being a possibility. So obviously it depends on the model, but that's kind of what we're looking at here. Crystal with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Crystal. That's much appreciated, my friend. I appreciate your support. Thank you so much. That's very sweet of you. Let's see here. Tabletop says thanks. No problem. Thank you, man. Corey says hi. What's up, Corey? Hunter says, how is State College, Pennsylvania looking? If I even remember where State College is. I don't remember it. But let me show you the accumulations and stuff. So remember, this is over the next, this is basically over the next, let's see, I can look it up here. The next 72 hours, which is basically the next, the next 3 days. State College's literal center, there it is, State College. So yeah, we're talking about 1 to 3 inches in the next 72 hours. So, obviously not a whole lot of accumulation and stuff like that, but it's something. Let's see here. How's Buffalo Grove, Illinois looking like for Wednesday for snow? Thank you, and love your channel. Well, thank you, Wayne. By the way, guys, I know there's a lot of people commenting and asking for questions, or asking questions. Don't take it the hard way if I don't answer your question. It's not because I don't want to answer it. It's because there's so many people here and I can only answer so many at once. So please know that, please know that's not intentional. Let's see, Buffalo Grove, Illinois here. Let's see. So I need to look that place up here. Actually, you know what? I could probably, the easiest way for me to do this is to literally copy it like that. There we go, Buffalo Grove. Okay, yeah. So you, my friend, yeah, you're in one of the heavy areas, kind of north of Chicago. This could either be a pretty good snowstorm. This could either be a moderately good snowstorm or a really good snowstorm for you. It looks like some of those regions out by you. We're talking, yeah, possibly 3 to 6 inches in some areas. I think it could be a little bit. I think it could be a little bit more than that, honestly. Like I was explaining the models to you guys here regarding accumulation-wise, models go absolutely crazy. Really having that cutoff point just kind of shyly to the south of Chicago, right around Chicago. Here, let me go ahead and hop you guys back over to that here. But yeah, really a good amount of accumulation here, according to the. Not just the American model, but, like literally all the other models here. Look at that. So you're kind of in this area. GFS shows nearly 10 inches of snowfall overall, but like I said, take that with a grain of salt. Obviously, one model in particular is something you should not expect off of. ECMWF here shows, kind of the same thing, actually. So at that point, it's a little bit more of a, okay, that seems very possible. Let's see, GDPS model. This is the Canadian model. The Canadian model obviously does show a little bit less, and that's probably why the NWS brings down just a tad. But still, we're talking good amount of snowfall. 6 to 10 inches out there. I think you're in a pretty good amount of snowfall, my friend. So you're definitely gonna want to watch out for this one, for sure. Let's see here. Anyways, Amber says, can I look up, let's see, 54981? Yeah. So I'll do a couple zip codes here and there, guys. We're not just going to do full-fledged zip codes. I'll grab a couple because I understand there's a lot of impactful weather out there, and I want to help out as much as possible. So I will definitely do my best I can. So for your area, my friend, up in Wisconsin, honestly, yeah, a pretty good amount of snowfall is expected out there as well, southeast of Stevens Point. About 7 inches expected. Let's go and hop you over here, actually. that you guys can actually see it. So yeah, about 7 inches is expected out in those regions here. I mean, it obviously could range a little more, it could range a little bit less, but about 7 inches is in the expectancy. What's up, Brandy? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. Tabletop, we are going to go live tomorrow. I'm not sure what time, but we will go live. It just depends on when Storms decide they want to pop off. Let's see here. Wayne says, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. No problem, man. No problem at all. But anyway, so we're going to hop back over here to the SPC real quickly, you guys, for the new people who's joining us. So if you guys don't know what's happening, we got a potential tornado outbreak on our hands tomorrow. I'm not just saying that. I'm not, being exaggerative, but we are seeing a potential for a good tornado event tomorrow. So the SPC, they issued a 10% hatched risk, basically saying, you can see the hatched 10% area, EF2 to EF5 probability. So we're talking potential for violent tornadoes tomorrow. And that area of potential violent tornadoes is across the yellow here. So basically southeastern side of Louisiana, we got southern portions here, Mississippi, out by Gulfport area, Mobile, Alabama, like Pensacola, Florida, some pretty populated areas here is inside that violent tornado risk here. So 10% chance of a tornado happening within 25 miles of a given location. So for example, let's just say I lived right here. Actually, you can't even see that. Let's just say I live right here. Okay. Within 25 miles of that dot, there's a 10% chance a tornado could drop somewhere in that line, somewhere in that 25-mile box overall. Let's see here. Nader, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, my friend. Greatly appreciated. That's very sweet of you, bro. Let's see here. How is the rain/snow line in Old Forge, New York looking? I know a lot of New York is going to be getting a lot of, kind of a mixture between snow and at least starting off as snow and then changing into, let's see here, and then changing into that, let's see here. Old Forge, sorry. I looked up Forge. There we go. So when it comes to it, yeah, it definitely looks like it's going to be starting as snow. And as that warm air starts pulling up here, I'm going to go and show you real quickly. So it's going to be starting off as a bunch of snow here basically for the afternoon of the 9th. And you can see as we approach down in time, that rain line gets a little closer. So what's happening here is basically you're on the eastern side of that cyclone. So the low is somewhere off to the west. And obviously at this point, you're going to get a lot of that warm air starting to pull up from the south, which is going to change that precipitation from snow into rain. Snowfall accumulations, obviously, for those areas is still a little bit hairy there, but let's see here. But you're in an area where I do think we have the potential to see a decent amount of snowfall overall. So you're kind of west of Watertown here, which is north of Syracuse. Let's see here. Okay, I think I see right around where you're at here. You shouldn't be too far from. A little bit more to the east. Let's see. Here we go. Trying to find out where exactly here. Let me bring you guys over here. So out there by, you should know where Warrensburg is. Maybe you should know where Warrensburg is. Let's see, White Lake. Okay, gotcha. So you're somewhere in this area here. I mean, we're talking, possibly a decent amount of accumulations here. I mean, it definitely could change. Maybe more, maybe less. But overall. As of now, a pretty good amount of snowfall is definitely on the table here. And so you can actually see this here with the models. Let me just bring up the NAM here overall. We got a new model run coming through here. Yeah, so you can really see how it starts off as a bunch of heavy snowfall, and as we approach into the evening, you can see 4 p.m. here. As we start to approach into the evening hours, right around 7 p.m., you can see how a lot of that's going to change in the precipitation. Showing that squall even going through Virginia, which is definitely pretty interesting. But anyways, so later on, it's going to change the rain, in the early afternoon, throughout the evening, it's going to be snow, and then changing the rain, my friend. But thank you, dude. I appreciate the 5. That's very sweet of you, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Eli says, hey, Andrew. Let's see here. Who would you say are my favorite weather YouTubers? Besides me. I don't really watch any other YouTubers, weather YouTubers. Reason is because I usually forecast for myself. Same thing, I don't use weather apps either. I just forecast for myself. So I update myself. I don't look at other weather YouTubers really. Now, if I was to say my favorite YouTuber, as my favorite YouTuber in general, has to be Markiplier. Classic. Let's see here. Jennifer coming with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Jennifer. That's appreciated. Very, very sweet of you. Thank you for the support, Jennifer. That means a lot. That really helps me out a lot, too. Thank you, Jennifer. You absolutely rock, my friend. Big shout out goes to you. You guys in chat, please give Jennifer a big thank you. And all the supporters today, thank you. Let's see here. Even though it's 3 days early, how much expected rain Wednesday morning? Where? Let's see. I can actually pull up the expected. Here, let's go and bring this back over here. I can actually bring up the expected amounts. Let's see. WPC maybe. I'll pull up the expected amount in the next 72 hours. Next 3 days, basically. Once again, Jennifer, thank you so much. So, yeah, look at this. The South could get a lot of rain. Look at this. We're talking like 2 to 4 inches in some areas. I mean, literally throughout southeastern Louisiana, southern Mississippi, Alabama. You want to know why it's so high? It's because of that squall line. Squall line has some really heavy precipitation rates, which takes little to no time to really accumulate some nasty, like I said, nasty, rainfall rates, or accumulations, I should say. Let's see here. Oh, for sure. Watching him since 2014, says Wolf. Yeah, that's right around when I was watching him too, when I started. I've been watching him for years. Let's see here. Any updates on central Minnesota, says Corey? So let's go and hop on back here. So Minnesota, obviously, yeah, we're going to be seeing a bit of snowfall. Depends how central you are. Obviously, out there, if you're more towards like St. Cloud, about maybe 1 to 3 inches expected. But the more south you go, the more it increases. As of now, the heaviest accumulations out there in Minnesota kind of seems to be on the southwestern side. Possibly somewhere between 6 to 10 inches. Could be a possibility. Pretty good amount. Pretty good. Let's see here. But yeah. How much snow for Glen Falls? Is that Iowa, maybe? Iowa? I'm not sure exactly. No, New York. Gotcha. So, yeah. Yeah, see, you're kind of in one of those areas that it seems to be looking pretty good. You're north of Albany. Here we go, Glen Falls. Yeah, so you, my friend, are kind of on a big cutoff point. You can see slightly to your east how it goes down to an inch, and if you go slightly to your west, it goes up. This is about 3 days away as well, so it makes it a little difficult to forecast exactly. I'd say between 2 and 4 inches as of now seems to be a good place to settle in at, but just know that could easily change. Not to mention the rain that's going to be following could melt a little bit of that as well, just right off the bat, which is unfortunate. Anyways, let's see. Update on Texas area, says Ninja. Okay, got you, my friend. So for Texas, snowfall related, I'll talk about snowfall first. So we do have a little bit of snowfall expected up there by the Panhandle. They actually just recently got a bit of snow a couple days ago, but we're expecting a little bit more snowfall. Not a whole lot. Maybe some areas, maybe 3 inches, maybe 2 to 4 in some of those upper areas. But yeah, not really a whole lot of snowfall in those regions. I mean, most of Texas is not expecting that much. Now, when it comes to precipitation in general, WPC over the next 72 hours, next 3 days, is expecting maybe some areas locally up to an inch along the far eastern side here of Texas as that severe weather setup starts to begin. Now, like I was mentioning here, when it comes to the risk for tomorrow, the severe thunderstorm risk tomorrow, we have a really hefty threat tomorrow. Like we were mentioning, Texas does have a concern all the way out there through central Texas, as far north as Wichita Falls area. So we're talking basically central, eastern Texas, and the heaviest threat for Texas will be out there by Houston and along the Gulf Coast by Houston. That is where we are seeing relatively the greatest probability for severe weather. Now for Texas, tornadoes, yes, will definitely be a problem or a potential concern, I should say. 5% chance here for tornadoes, along the Houston area, which, if you add up all those areas that make up a 25-mile box that's included in that region, overall probability could seem pretty decent for tornadoes happening in those areas. Damaging winds, 15% chance. Hail, 15% chance overall. So, all hazards is on the table there, my friend. So definitely we need to look out there for it. Let's see here. What's up? My dad's here. How's 20181 in Virginia? I don't even need to look up that zip code. So I remember that one very well. Well, when it comes to anything spectacular, for severe thunderstorms, we do have a little bit of severe thunderstorms expected in southern Virginia, but far away from you. So no concerns there. But I will say we are going to possibly see a good amount of rainfall out of this here across the region. So yeah, so according to the overall outlook, that's my dad, by the way, I'm forecasting for. He is, in this area here, we're talking about 1 to 3 inches of rain being a possibility. It's still a little iffy, but we have that big streak, as you can see, cutting straight through the southeast into Virginia. Maybe 1 or 2 inches, I would say, is possible. So, I mean, pretty good amount of rain for you. Pretty good amount of rain. Anyways, let's see here. Ninja says, thanks for the update. No problem. You're very welcome, my friend. No problem. Let's see here. Corey says, what about precipitation totals in New Haven, Connecticut for Tuesday, Wednesday rain? So I know we're in New Haven. It's kind of on that southwestern side. About 2-3 inches from the Weather Prediction Center overall. Seems to be a good possibility. Let's see here. Yeah, we have 48-hour accumulations here for the NWS. Yeah, so pretty good amount out there for sure. Let's see here. Brandy says, should I do a grocery haul to prepare for Thursday and Friday? Thursday and Friday. See 63116 here. Says, St. Louis. Gotcha. You said for Thursday and Friday? I know we do have another storm system. Here, let's go ahead and actually full screen this here. I know we do have another storm system following this big storm system here in general. So yeah, we're talking about this guy. I wouldn't, honestly, I don't think it's that extreme quite yet. At least, from what we know about the storm, it's still a little iffy. I mean, you can see the models are literally all over the place. I mean, GFS has the storm a lot more further south. CMC has it way more north. Icon model is kind of in between. So there's a lot of unknowns with that. I wouldn't go yet unless you have to go grocery shopping, obviously, then go grocery shopping. But it's not of that significance quite yet. So. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. You're welcome, Dad. No problem. Let's see here. Rhonda wants me to take a look here at, 43220, saying hi, Andrew, in Columbus, Ohio. What's up, Rhonda? Hope you're doing good. So Columbus. So you guys out there in Ohio, out of this system here, might see a little bit of snow on the backside of that big storm system here. So obviously it's going to start mostly as rainfall for the morning of the 9th, really, really large system in general. So we're going to be seeing ourselves a lot of rainfall across those regions there, like I said, starting kind of mid-morning, 7 a.m. into the evening, afternoon there. Now, for the morning of the 10th, on the back inside of that storm system, we're going to get a lot of cold air that's going to start pulling down here from the Canadian area. So the Canadian... we call it Canadian Maritime. No, it's not Canadian Maritime. Anyways, Canadian area here. And we're going to be seeing a bunch of, snow showers on the back inside, possibly some lake effect snow in some areas, which could lead to some accumulation. So what I can tell you right now is that, the accumulations out there over the next 72 hours, so the next 3 days, we're talking not a lot at all. I mean, you'd be lucky if you got an inch of snow. We're talking less than an inch, maybe half an inch possible. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Anyways, let's see. Brady says, thank you. I know tomorrow evening's calling for rain/no mix. Gotcha. You're very welcome. All right, let's see here. Brandy says, is 45424 going to get any snow? My 9-year-old is waiting. Trust me, I remember those days for sure. Let's see here. This is in Ohio. Gotcha. Okay, so kind of to the west of what we're talking about. So, yeah, so back over to the models. Out there, so you're a little bit west, you can see how there's a bit of snow potential. It probably wouldn't be a lot. It more than likely would not be a lot of snow, but you have a potential of seeing some snow in the morning for the 10th. That seems to be possible. I wouldn't be surprised if we could maybe catch up a half an inch, maybe an inch in some areas. Seems to be possible. Oh, the date. You're right. You are right, my friend. Let me go ahead and change this. Oops. Let me fix that real quickly. Steve! Dude! Coming in with a $20 super chat, man. Thank you so much, Steve. Dude, that is so sweet of you, bro. I appreciate that so much. Coming in with a $20 support. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that so much, man. That is so sweet of you, bro. I really appreciate that. like I said, that helps me out a lot. You know, especially with the way grocery bills and stuff like that are nowadays. That helps me a lot, man. Thank you so much, Steve. Seriously, that is very sweet of you, man. You did not have to do that. That is very generous of you. Thank you so much, guys. Please give Steve a big thank you in the chat. That's very sweet. Big shout out goes to you, Steve. Thank you so much, man. That's sweet of you, man. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Will Dallas-Fort Worth get tornadoes, says Caleb? So let's see here. Well, first of all, the risk for severe weather. Let's see, day 1 outlook. Day 2 outlook, sorry. Dallas is included in the severe weather risk here. Let's actually full screen this. So there's a chance for a few severe storms. Now, tornadoes, thankfully, will be south and southeast of Dallas. We're not expecting any tornadic activity to occur in Dallas, so you're good with that. Now, with the severe weather concerns, you got a threat there for mostly just damaging wind gusts being possible. Even then, a 5% chance of seeing damaging wind gusts, basically 60, maybe right around 60 miles an hour. Wind gusts, peak winds out of some storms could be possible. Not anything really too crazy. But yeah. All right, let's see here. Kathleen says, hey, Andrew, check this out from the Storm Prediction Center. Further increase in probabilities may be needed in later outlooks of confidence of surface-based storm. Wow. You know, honestly, though, I'm not surprised. I can't say I'm surprised, Kathleen. Did they mention that on this one? They usually mention it on the bottom. Sometimes they mention this on the bottom. Yeah, what's really crazy, though, and honestly why I see that being actually a good possibility that they might need to upgrade, we'll see, is because of that lower level jet, man. Like I said, that those winds, a couple thousand feet in the air, are well above normal than your typical severe weather setup. Anytime you have winds, lower level jet that strong, that could be a big problem. Because what happens is that tornadoes, they love the lower level winds. That helps get the rotation started. Gradual spin. So basically, at the surface, you have the winds that are screaming to the north, relatively above the surface. And as you go up in the atmosphere, the wind direction changes. And that wind direction changing allows for that lower level spin to occur in the atmosphere. Not to mention, whenever you get your instability, developing storms, it basically allows for that, horizontal spin to vertical. I know a lot of you guys are, I'm speaking gibberish to a lot of you guys. Y'all don't know what I'm saying, but that's basically how it happens. Is you get like a horizontal rotating tube, an updraft comes, basically pushes that tube up vertical, in which could pop off a tornado. Anyways, enough of that. But yeah, just know that these winds being this strong is very bad for severe weather. So that's what I'm really concerned about. Not to mention the instability values here. I mean, not a whole. It doesn't really get dug up into the southeast that much according to some models, but the values is a lot. Let's see. Will Joplin get snow? I guess you're saying Joplin, Missouri. And if that's the case, yeah, you're expected to get a little bit. So Joplin over the next 72 hours. So if you don't know, that's 3 days. That's the next 3 days. We're expecting around about an inch of snowfall possible. Not a whole lot. Let's see here. How are the winds going to look out of the storm just in general? Good question. Actually, really good question. I was going to look at that, but honestly, I kind of forgot about it. I'm glad that you mentioned that, my friend. So let me bring up the models. Wait, do we have a new model? Hold on a minute. Did they add it? Oh, no. I thought they added a new model to the to this page here, but they didn't. Anyways, so wind gusts. Wind gusts. We're going to actually go national view here. So the winds are going to be quite brutal with this storm. The reason is because that low pressure system is going to be really, strengthening very quickly. So with the winds here, yeah, you can see out there across the south, just in general, 40, 50 mile per hour wind gusts possible. This is for basically the late 8th into the early 9th here, showing, like I said, 40, 50 mile per hour wind gusts, some locally over 60. That's pretty crazy. That's definitely a pretty good amount of some winds there. Also for portions of Texas, you can see same thing, maybe 30, 40 mile per hour wind gusts. Definitely could be quite hefty in some areas. As we approach the southeast as well, wow, yeah, definitely could be quite windy across some of these regions here. Let's see, let me zoom down a little bit. There you go. 40s, 50s across Florida, coastal Carolinas. Yeah, so we'll definitely need to look out for it. Daniel says 1500 cape. Yeah, mixed layer. Some models are definitely showing about 1500 cape with about a was it 70, 80 knot lower level jet. That's what I'm really concerned about. You see over 1500 in some of these areas by like Gulfport, Mobile, Alabama. In that lower level jet stream, we have those wind barbs. Never mind, about 80, 90 knots. What? Dude, that's unbelievable. That is literally unbelievable. Yeah, that jet stream is absolutely wild. that is a very wild thing to see. Is a jet stream that strong across lower elevations. Let's see here. Robin 44061. Let's see here. 44061. Yeah, like I said, we're going to be doing a few zip codes here and there. By the way, we're not just going to do full-on zip code mode. We'll do a few zip codes throughout the live stream today. Okay, so your area actually is expecting a little bit of snow, but not a whole lot. I mean, we're talking maybe around an inch over the next 72 hours. We do have a bit of rain, though, that is coming into those regions. Let's see here. Where was it? Here, we'll just do it this way. WPC, 72-hour precipitation. Here we go. So you can see that big streak across the east right there. See that real big streak? That's where we're talking like 2, maybe 3 inches of rainfall possibly. Anyways, but out there towards your area, so you're out by Cleveland, we're talking about an inch of rainfall too. Some of that could be a little bit of snow, but mostly it's just rain for the most part. Let's see here. Thoughts on severe risk going higher and expanding for Tuesday? Honestly, Table, I don't really have an input on that right now. I want to see how tomorrow performs, how it starts off, and obviously as we gather more information until we reach around Tuesday, we'll have a lot more to know about it. So I don't really have an input on that right now. Let's see here. Let me double check my Venmo just in case if anyone donated. Sometimes my Venmo's been being stupid. I just don't want to miss out on anybody if they did. Let's see here. Nope, we're good. Okay. Yeah, just want to double check so that so I don't miss anybody. Let's see here. Ohio gonna get any snow next week, says Rodney. Next week? So we are watching a third system, or this is our second system now. The first one already rolled out. So we have this guy, which is the big one we're watching here starting tomorrow. Then, of course, we walk our way down in time, and there's actually another system. Let me update the page. It's a little glitchy there. So, yeah, we have the first guy and then the second guy coming through. This one could be more of a concern for Ohio. But, like I was mentioning, though, models, they're a little iffy still, just a tad bit iffy. Here's Icon. Let's see here. Icon showing, yeah. Storm system kicking off there. And possibly driving some snow for Ohio. But, yeah, there's still a lot that needs to be kind of, averaged out, kind of worked out here between the models before we can really be confident on how much we're going to see overall. Absolutely. Let's see here. I want to check something. Okay, guys, we are approximately 26 subscribers away from reaching 21,000 of you guys. Let's see if we can do that tonight, y'all. If you haven't already, please do me a favor. Consider subscribing, maybe leaving a like. Be greatly appreciated. Like I said, I don't ask for anything on the channel, but if you guys could help me out, get up to 21K tonight, that'd be awesome. That'd be super cool. Let's see here. Gloria wants me to take a look here at 46356. Let's see here. 46356. It's in Indiana. Gotcha. Okay, Northwest Indiana. So you, my friend, actually, I think you might be in a good potential maybe for some snowfall out there. So this is for the next 72 hours. So the next 3 days in general. And your area is just slightly south of these areas. So you're kind of in this area here. We're talking about 1 to 3 inches expected in the next basically here in the next 1 to 3. 3 days or so. It looks like the snow is going to start here for the evening of the 8th. So tomorrow evening, it looks like you're going to start to get some snow out of this here. It's going to be snowing until morning. And of course, as we reach around sunrise for the 9th, that's going to transition into rainfall overall. So anyways, let's see here. Braven says, "Hey Andrew, how see 57108 and some forecast for tomorrow because I don't have school tomorrow." Nice. 57108. Let's see here. 57108. This is for South Dakota. Gotcha. Okay, so South Dakota, yeah, we're gonna be seeing some snow. Looks like the snow could start pretty soon. 2 a.m. Eastern, so 1 Central. That's according to ARRR. We'll see how that pops off there. So Sioux Falls, yeah, you'll be seeing snow here until basically, tomorrow. You're probably gonna see quite a bit of snow tomorrow, kind of on that northern extent there. Accumulation of Sioux Falls, we're talking actually a pretty solid amount. Look at that, 8 inches expected out in Sioux Falls. That's a good snow. I consider that to be a pretty good snowstorm. Now, obviously, we can range that. I'd say, honestly, between 6 and 10 inches. It's good to be, giving it a range rather than an approximate value. You're going to be more incorrect if you give it approximate value. You need to give it a range that has a little bit of wiggle room to, move around a bit. But yeah, as of now, 6 to 10 inches seems to be a good possibility. Seems to be a pretty good possibility. Let's see here. CBO Weather says, new here. People are saying I'm going to get very bad snow. Well, thanks for joining, CBO. I appreciate it, my friend. Let's see here. 67846. Let's see here. 67846. Gotcha. You, my friend, on the southwestern side of Kansas. I think you're in some pretty good territories, my friends. Let's see here. Northwest of Dodge City. Gotcha. Okay, Garden City area. Okay, so we're expecting around 6 inches. That's how much we're expecting around. Obviously, I'd say 4 to 8 inches being a good possibility. So, yeah, pretty good amount of snowfall for your area. Timing-wise, wow. Yeah, that's really odd. So the ARRR really has this being a pretty weird setup here. So obviously, showing that bit of maybe mixture, is right around like 3 a.m. for you guys. It has that snow line like right on you. Do you see that? That's pretty interesting. But it really shows you getting into that deep snow here basically for the afternoon tomorrow overall. But that's that. What's up, Scott? Hope you're doing good. Houston, tornado threat is a 5% chance. Phoenix, 5% chance for tornadoes across Houston area. But like I said, it's actually a 10% chance across areas like further east. So we'll go and have you guys back over here. So to my friends, y'all joining here, if you're new to this, we have ourselves a big severe weather threat for tomorrow. Tomorrow and Tuesday, actually. So tomorrow we have a level 3 severe weather threat. So if you don't know how this works, there's a scale from 1 to 5. 1 being the low end severe weather threat, 5 being like crazy severe weather event. And honestly, anything above a level 2 can be pretty nasty in some cases. Even marginal risks can occasionally be pretty, pretty nasty. But most of the time, you see that in like slight risk and higher. Anyways, so we actually have a level 3, a middle ground threat here for tomorrow, which that's actually pretty serious. And we definitely need to watch out there for. So tomorrow's biggest threat will be across southeast Louisiana, southern portions of Mississippi out there by like, Gulfport, cutting in through like Mobile, Alabama, and of course here like Pasadena. Let's say Pasadena. Wait. Is it Pasadena? I'm losing my mind, y'all. Let's see here. Pensacola, not Pasadena. I was about to say Pasadena's in Texas. Pensacola, Florida. So obviously, yeah, we have a level 3 threat. And I hate to say this, but, when the tornado probability comes to it, the Weather Service, Storm Prediction Center, they did say that a couple of tornadoes could be quite violent. We're talking the potential of maybe some tornadoes EF2 and higher being a possibility. So we're talking potential for a pretty good pretty good tornado event here tomorrow. And so that potential of EF2 plus tornadoes will be across the yellow here, which is a 10% chance overall. And on top of that, damaging winds across the red. We're talking damaging wind gusts out of the line of storms to possibly be reaching probably 70 miles an hour, maybe 70, 80 overall. Could be pretty bad. Definitely could be pretty bad. And also hail, we have a 15% chance for hail. Kind of the lower end of the threats, but still is there. It's a triple threat concern. All hazards, damaging winds, tornadoes, and hail being a possibility. Do I think they'll upgrade it? Honestly, I really don't know. I really don't know. I think theoretically speaking, it is a possibility. And if I was to say that if they were going to, I would think it would be somewhere down here. If they were going to, that's where you have your strongest, instability. That's where you have your strongest wind shear. Like I was saying, the lower level jet stream's like 80 knots down there, which is absolutely ridiculous whenever it comes to, severe weather and stuff like that. So, yeah, but like I said, then we work our way into Tuesday. Tuesday, we have another enhanced risk level 3 threat, which is still, like I said, a pretty big deal, mostly for the Panhandle of Florida, southeastern Alabama, and southwest Georgia. So, once again, tornado threat will carry on into Tuesday morning and stuff. Anyways, there's going to be a nocturnal tornado threat, too, which is going to be allowing for nighttime tornadoes, which is not very good. Anyways, let's see here. Block says, any updates for 48430? 48430. Let's see, across portions here of Michigan. Gotcha. Okay. So, you guys out in those regions there, you're going to be likely seeing some snow. Yes. You're more than likely going to be seeing some snow. You're slightly south of Flint. We're talking about 1 to 3 inches being a possibility. We have a chance of seeing about 1 to 3 inches of snowfall overall. So, it's there. It's there. You have a chance for a little bit of snow, but, it's not going to be a massive snowstorm for you. So, anyways. Todd says, hey, Andrew, we've gotten over 10 centimeters of snow up in Ontario, Ottawa, Ontario, since yesterday morning. Wow. Gotcha. What, 10 centimeters, was it 2.5 centimeters in what is that, 4 inches? 4 inches of snow? 10 centimeters, so yeah, 2.5 inches, I think of, 2.5 centimeter is 1 inch, if I remember correctly, if I remember from science class. So that would mean, yeah, about 4 inches of snow, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. What's up, Douglas? Hope you're doing good, man. Glad to have you here. But anyways, a lot of the heaviest snowfall, guys, we were talking about is really going to be for like southeastern Iowa, possibly getting up to about a foot out there. Let's see here. Good amount out there towards southeastern Nebraska. Overall, it's going to be pretty hefty. Does Garden City, Kansas have a winter storm warning or a watch? Let's see. I think, yeah, they've already issued a lot of watches for Kansas. I'm pretty sure you might be a nice set. Where was Garden City, by the way? Where was Garden City? You said Kansas, right? Oh, there's Garden City. Gotcha. Okay, my friend, you're actually at a blizzard warning. You're at a blizzard warning, my friend. Let me show you. So this is your county right here. That county, that small little guy right there. That's your county. The orange, that's blizzard warning, meaning that blizzard conditions is expected. So expect whiteout conditions, heavy snow accumulations, and just overall a pretty wintry time. So let's see. Denny says, do I think it could be a blizzard at 53532? Let's see here. 53532. Wisconsin. No, not really. I don't think Wisconsin's going to see blizzard conditions per se. Right now it's winter storm watches. You're going to get a lot of heavy snowfall. I just think the winds are going to be a little bit lower than those areas that we already have blizzard warnings for, which is going to allow for it to mostly be winter storm warnings. But still a good amount of snowfall for your area. We're still talking like, let's see here, you're north of Madison, about 6 to 10 inches of snowfall for your region. Definitely is pretty hefty. Pretty good amount of snow, my friend. So, but yeah. Here, let me actually show you real quickly. Here's the snow map. Yeah, 8.3 Obviously, got to be very specific. I'm just kidding. Nah, like I said, we got to range it here, 6 to 10 inches. You know, we're expecting around 8. Give it a little bit of wiggle room to move around with, but anyways. But yeah. Let's see here. How about Chicago? So Chicago really varies. Depends on what side of Chicago. West Chicago could see as much as, maybe locally, maybe 3 to 6 inches. Southeast Chicago or Eastern Chicago possibly could see maybe 1 to 3 inches. I mean, it really ranges. Some models show a lot. Some models show not much at all. But most of them show quite a bit of snowfall. See, it's going to be a pretty snowy day. Oh, you know it will be. For sure. For sure. Anyways, but yeah, so that's what's going on there, my friends. Like I said, I mean, really, we got a pretty solid system on our way. Like I said, we have this guy, and then there's actually another storm system following it. So we'll have to see. Yeah, but it looks like a lot of the stuff kind of blows up here. According to HRRR, we should start getting some snow to develop across like northeast Louisiana. Oh wow, did I just call Nebraska Louisiana? You didn't hear that. But yeah, Nebraska. Dude, my mind is all over the place. But yeah, we do have a bit of snow starting to pop up here. That's right. Yep, looks like it's just now starting to develop. So that's our first bit of the storm here overall popping through. But then, yeah, you can see that the big brunt of it really kicks off for tomorrow morning. Quite a storm, y'all. I mean, look at that squall on there, too. Yeah, that squall line is definitely pretty concerning. I mean, look at that thing. Look at that line, dude. That's what we got to look out for, is that line. Yeah. I'm looking to be live maybe around 3 p.m. We'll see. Obviously, we need to be live here for the nighttime, too. Holy cow. Yeah, a lot of the heavy stuff, unfortunately, guys, is going to be happening quite late. I mean, look at this. So by the time the storms are approaching, like, Gulfport and Mobile area, it's 4 a.m. It's like 4 a.m. right here. So definitely is just a bit concerning. Of course, reaching like Panama City and all those areas. Holy cow. It still holds up that line through Florida, too. I think it's going to hit me around 6 p.m. on the 9th. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Major QLCS, yeah, it's a big, crazy storm. How much do I think Ohio will get? 45113. So Ohio's not going to get a whole lot of snow. Let's see here, Clarksville. Yeah, Ohio's not forecasted to get a whole lot of snow. At least over the next, let's see here, let me hop you over here. At least over the next 72 hours. So the next 3 days. Anything after that, accumulative-wise, is a little difficult to forecast, and I don't like doing it. But you, my friend, about a half an inch. Not a whole lot. Yeah, not expecting a bunch of that to occur for you. Let's see. Let me bring up the precipitation type again. Here, I'm gonna bring you back over here back to the radar, our future radar here. Could start off as maybe a mix, maybe a little bit of snow, a little bit of rain, but most it'll be rain, I think, for the most part. Let's see here, typical Ohio weather. I mean, yeah, kind of. Yeah, northern Ohio, though, as you can see, could start off as a bit of snow here, starting tomorrow morning. Or, sorry, the morning of the 9th. Yeah, the morning of the 9th. Let's see here. Tyler says, I'll be okay. Thanks. Blessing everyone going through it. Yep. You're welcome, Tyler. No problem, man. Be careful with your half inch of snow. Gonna want to hunker down. Nah, you're good. But you're welcome, my friend. Let's see here. I heard that northwest Montana could see extreme cold temperatures. Yeah, that's actually true. Big cool down. What about Des Moines, Iowa? Des Moines, Iowa is actually in a pretty solid amount of snow potential. But we're expecting about 6 to 10 inches of snow. Yeah, 6 to 10 inches of snowfall. Seems quite possible. Here, let me actually show you too. So you guys, we're expecting right around 8 inches, but you know, like I said, you got to kind of range it, my friends. You know, you kind of gotta, you know, range that overall. See, when I get on the bus, I might see snow coming down. Gotcha. Well, there you go. But anyways, let's see. Have we reached our? Oh gosh, we're 9 subscribers away, y'all. 9 subscribers from reaching 21K. It's hard to believe. Anyways, but yeah, let's go ahead and hop on back over to the models, y'all. We're going to talk accumulations here between the models, you know, upcoming with these storms here. Like I said, it's obviously good to, you know, break down the models and obviously discuss, you know, what they're showing here regarding snowfall potential. So let's do 10-to-1 ratio. Good for wet snow. Let's see. Yeah, I think a lot of this is going to be mostly wet snow too. For some areas, anyways. All right, let's see here. Total snowfall. So this is the GFS model showing the, let's see, snowfall until the 10th. So across the Midwest here, I mean, we actually have a really solid chance. Like I said, the GFS actually goes really crazy across like the central U.S. here. Yeah, look at that. That big maroon like band that goes through there is showing like well over a foot of snow. But like I've been mentioning here before, it's obviously good to look at more than one model, and it's never good to just trust one in particular model for the point of you know, inaccuracy overall. So we're talking about over a foot across this region according to the GFS. Let's look at the Euro, the ECMWF model, which is the European model. This model in general shows obviously a lot less, but it does show it still locally. Possibly getting near a foot, maybe slightly over a foot in general. So that's something to look out there for. What's up, Haley? Hope you're doing good. See, it always skips Ohio. Yeah, it always skipped me back when I lived up north, back when I lived up in Virginia. It seemed like it always skipped me. Same thing for when I lived in Kentucky as well. It always skips you. And of course, once I move, we're going to get some big snow up there. Just how it happens. I've always been a snow repeller. Let's see here. Elkhart, Indiana. So Indiana, obviously, we're not expecting a lot of snow out in Indiana in general. You know, the northern side out there by Fort Wayne, maybe 1 to 3 inches. Central side, maybe an inch. And southern side, I mean, if you're lucky, maybe an inch. But a couple tenths of an inch. Indiana's not getting a whole lot out of this event here. So at least over the next 72 hours. 72 hours. Let's see, Wilmington, North Carolina, tornadoes on Tuesday night. So yeah, you guys are in a threat for severe weather, obviously. When it comes to it, you can see the instability. Oh, here. When it comes to it, you can see the instability does. I'm going to have to full screen this here. As you can see, instability does reach its way up there towards the region there. The winds. Oh, wow. Yeah, we still got a cranking lower level jet. I do think tornadoes will still be a possibility, just off that alone. Let me grab that sounding organ on full screen, so that's good. Very contaminated sound. I'll do the crap. Just go straight off the map here. That's crazy. Proxy! Coming in with a $40 super chat. Proxy! Oh my gosh. Thank you, Proxy. Coming in with a $40 super chat. Holy cow, Prox. Saying hi, Andrew, NW16 family. Good to be here. See what's up in the skies tonight. Thanks in advance for all your hard work tonight. You're very welcome, Proxy. Thank you so much. That is so sweet of you, Prox. Thank you. Thank you very, very much, Proxy. We love you. Guys, please give Proxy a big thank you in the chat. Proxy has seriously been always above and beyond in terms of support for the channel. I mean, seriously, Proxy, we love you. Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you, Prox, with a $40 super chat. That is so sweet of you, Prox. Much love to you. Proxy, regarding any activity for you, there's a possibility we could maybe get a few tenths of an inch. Not a whole lot over the next 3 days. So you could see a little bit of snow, but I think you'll mostly just see a lot of rain. Now, when it comes to rain, Proxy here for you. Let's see here. We're actually talking about an inch of rain out there by you. There you go. About an inch of rain according to the Weather Prediction Center's outlook here. You can see Cleveland area about an inch or so. So pretty decent. Pretty decent. Let's see here. But once again, Proxy, thank you so much. Now we have Amish, dude, coming with a $5 super chat as well, my friend. Thank you so much, Amish. Greatly appreciated. 50613. Let's see here. 50613 across Cedar Falls, Iowa. Gotcha. Okay, so Cedar Falls region. Let's see. There's Iowa Falls. Okay, I gotcha. Okay, so you're kind of out in near Waterloo. There you are. Okay, so we're talking about 7 inches expected, being a good possibility. Honestly, I would say probably, if we're being serious, I'd say probably about 5 to 10 inches. I know it's kind of an odd number to go off of, but the reason is just giving it a little bit of wiggle room. But there is some areas, the reason I say that is because areas, oh, I need to switch my scene, is because areas to the southeast of you, I mean, quickly accumulates. You know, if that snow line moves a little bit more to the north, it would actually include you with some decent amount of snowfall. But once again, Amish, thank you so much. Proxy, you as well, you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Much love to you guys. Thank you. Let's see here. Any freezing rain possibly between the rain and snow? Let's see here. Polar vortex, dude, coming in with a 5 as well. Holy cow, guys. Y'all are so sweet. But anyways, when it comes to the let's see, the freezing rain potential, it looks like there could be a bit of a mix, obviously in different areas, but it's mostly a cutoff between rain and snow from what it looks like. I mean, yeah, a little bit of ice is possible. Let's see what this shows. Polar vortex, dude, thank you so much for the 5. I'll get to your zip code here in a minute, man. Let me finish this real quick. So freezing rain. Yeah, I mean, you can see some areas maybe accumulating a small amount of that potential. You know, just a small amount of rainfall or freezing rainfall or accumulation of ice. Not a whole lot, my friend. But yeah, mostly just a rain snow thing. All right, let's see. Polar vortex. Let's see here. 13302, 13302. Let's see here. Up in New York. Okay, you're out there in the north of Syracuse. Let's see here. You're kind of south of Watertown. About 1 inch is expected. I'd say between 1 and 2 inches is possible. 1 to 2 inches of snow for your polar vortex. So not a whole lot, man, but I mean, it's a little something. Let's see, I hit 21K. Did I really? Yo, we hit 21K. Heck yeah, y'all. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. 21,000 subscribers. Let's go. Let's go, you guys. Thank you so much, everybody who subscribed. Obviously, big thank you to our donators. Thank you to our mods. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I love you guys. Every single one of you all. I love you all. Thank you so much for making this possible. Much love to you guys. That's awesome. That is so awesome. Thank you guys so much. That definitely means a lot to me. It really does. Let's see here. Toast, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, no problem. You guys are very welcome, my friends. Like I said, I'm going to be here for you. Once again, Polar Vortex, dude. Thank you for the 5. Greatly appreciated. CJ says I just subscribed. Thank you, CJ. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the thanks. I appreciate it, guys. Proxy coming in with a 10. Gifting 10 memberships as well, dude. Holy cow, dude. No way. No way. Proxy! Thank you so much, Prox. That is so sweet of you. I appreciate that so much, Proxy. Congrats, guys, who got the memberships. Huge thank you goes to Proxy. I appreciate that so much. You are the best, Prox. We love you. Here, let me actually turn down the thing because it gets a little noisy when you get gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Proxy. Anyways, so back over to the SPC, guys. If y'all are just joining us, as you may or may not know, like I said, we have a really big severe weather potential, a really big severe weather event for tomorrow. Like I said, we're talking, unfortunately, the possibility for some violent tornadoes, possibly EF2 and higher in regarding to their scale. So we're expecting actually a pretty nasty event to throw off here tomorrow. Now, the area where the big tornadoes are possible will be across like southeast Louisiana, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, and Panhandle here, Florida, or the western Panhandle out there by Pensacola. So when it comes to it, like I said, 10% chance here for tornadoes across the yellow, basically within a 25-mile radius of a given location. So, for example, if I was to say I lived right there, okay? Within that region, there is a 10% chance a tornado could drop somewhere within 25 miles of my location there. It's not saying where I'm at, but, you just see what I'm saying. So, 10% chance, that is that. That is, definitely pretty concerning. Now, the tornado threat does extend as far west as areas out there by Houston. So, my Houston friends out there, you're going to have to watch out there for it overall. Definitely would keep an eye on it for sure, because, a couple tornadoes could happen out there as well. Now, this would be happening early afternoon tomorrow, and as we approach evening, we'll get towards Louisiana, and into the morning of the 9th, we'll start to get it moving its way in there towards like Mississippi, Alabama. The bad news is as well, guys, is that this threat is going to be mostly taking place at nighttime. So we got that nocturnal threat, that nocturnal tornado concern, which is kind of a big problem overall. Let's see here, but yeah. Let's see. Cass says Tennessee. Nothing severe related in Tennessee. We do got a chance for a couple rumbles of thunder out in western Tennessee. You can see that's what the light green means. A couple thunderstorms possible, but they're not supposed to be severe. But the dark green, that's where the severe potential starts overall. But yeah, let's see here. But once again, Proxy, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Let me update my Venmo to see here. Let's see. We got a $2 Venmo from Stacy. Thank you so much, Stacy, saying thank you for the coverage and the overall weather updates. You are very welcome, my friend. Thank you so much, Stacy. That is so sweet of you. Much appreciated. Thank you, guys. Thank you guys so much. Much appreciated. You guys absolutely rock. Let's see here. Yeah, you guys are so sweet. I appreciate all the support, y'all. Let's see here. Marcia says, "Oh no, I missed the night." Well, we're not done yet. What about the next storm for New England? I guess you're talking about the one after this upcoming storm. It's a little far out to tell, but if you're talking about this storm, we're going to see some snow, mostly in those upper elevations, and a lot of rain for the Northeast. The next storm system, pretty much the same thing from what it looks like. I mean, models are still a little bit iffy at the moment, but yeah. Let's see here. Haley says, thanks for the membership. No, tell Proxy that. She's the one that that donated. Huge shout out to Proxy. We love her. Let's see here. Chauncey says, congratulations on 21K. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I couldn't do it without y'all. Much love to you guys. Thank you. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. But yeah, that next storm system, I mean, it could drive some snow across the Midwest again, maybe Ohio Valley, but yeah, that's a little bit of ways. I want to see how the first system, once this rolls through, then we'll be able to talk more about the next one. But yeah. Marcia says, thanks, thankful, Andrew. You're the best. Right back at you, Marcia. Right back at you, my friend. But anyways, all right, we're going to hop on back over here, y'all, to the snow totals. I want to go ahead and show you guys. So this is the expected amount in general here to